Let's see if this tickles your fanny. No, your fancy. So what do we have? I have no idea what this is. What's that say? SPEC E? No, me neither. Or me neither, whichever. Philion rechargeable lithium ion battery, 36 volts. Come on, focus you. Oh, doesn't seem to go too bad. Caution, yeah, seems to be a round leg node. So do we have fuel gauge? Showing full. The voltage test, I assume that's a discharge port. 40.4. No dead cells. Now this battery apparently isn't faulty in any way. It just got a very low capacity, or is gradually reduced over the however many years this has been in existence. So it's probably a resell job on this. I can see I'm going to have some difficulties with this, even though I've taken some screws out and I've loosened the two here. It seems to be clipped as well. And I may also run into some difficulties while trying to change cells in this. Not only has it got two terminals for the power output, it's also got 5 smaller connectors there as well. 2 for outputs and 5 smaller ones. Hopefully they're not for a CAN bus or a communications kind of application, otherwise I'm in trouble. I decided against opening this battery pack. Instead I attempted, and I can emphasize attempted, to do a discharge test on this, but that failed. I connected some wires up to the output terminals there. Might be a little bit dark, but I've shown that before. And the voltage immediately collapsed. And that's because it wasn't attached to its own controller, probably. I think this battery is from a Carrera, maybe Vengeance, some E-spec, whatever, sold to Halfords, and they're very, very proprietary. After my attempted discharge test, the lights on this have been flashing and haven't stopped. It's been flashing since yesterday's test. Can't stop it. And I've decided not to do any more work on this, and I've informed the customer of my findings. So in my conclusion, if you had some faulty cells on this, you probably wouldn't be able to replace them. Not without replacing the BMS as well. And if you did that, the controller wouldn't allow it. So you would have to replace the controller as well, and most probably the motor too. And what sane person would do that? Just get rid of it and buy something else. Buy something generic. Something that doesn't use communication between battery and controller. And this is the first battery that I've ever had that I haven't been able to do a discharge test on, ever. That includes all e-bikes, e-bike batteries, drills, standalone batteries, whatever. This BMS simply won't allow it. So in conclusion, this is going back to the customer as is, and I don't deserve a kebab for my efforts. It's a sad day. I knew I'd get this battery back. I sent it back to the customer with the LEDs on the battery gauge flashing. I told them to try and charge and see if it worked. It didn't, and it came back. I trawled the internet for a few hours looking for a solution to this, and I came up with a couple of things. One solution was to plug it into the charger and keep your finger on the button on the gauge for about a minute. That would supposedly reset the BMS. It's not what I did. I tried it unplugged, no charger in, finger on the button for 30 seconds, and it stopped flashing. I thought, okay, let's try a charge. So plugged the charger in a couple of hours ago. It's charged up. Let's show the voltage on that. And that's come up to 41 volts. More importantly, it stopped flashing. I'll disconnect the charger. Still not flashing, good. Ooh. Switch itself off, is it? Let's try short press on that. Fixed, hopefully. I think I'll take this over to the customer in the next couple of days and ask him to try it on the bike.